The reason my mom doesn't remember putting such big expectations on me is because when we used to argue when I was like 12 and I had a good point, her response would always be something like, your frontal lobe isn't fully developed until you're 21. So basically, no argument that I could make was good enough for her because she was just saying that my brain is not developed enough to be making any rational thoughts yet. So she just gaslit me into thinking I didn't have a sense of logic. So then, later on, I got obsessed with school, and she thought I was just obsessed with it, so she was being supportive. But the reason there was such a huge internalized expectation for me to do amazing in school is because if I was just average, like all the other kids in my grade, that wasn't enough for her. She wouldn't listen to me if I was just an average kid, because average kids aren't developed yet. So I became this person who was, like, really mature intellectually, or, that's how she saw it. And I was obsessed with appearing more mature because she couldn't just accept the fact that I wasn't 18 yet. I wasn't a college student yet, but I was taking college classes. Like, I was doing everything I could to prove to her that I was just as valuable as a normal person and not just a kid who has no sense of logic or reasoning. That's the reason I got so obsessed with learning and, like, learning how to debate and articulate my thoughts and stuff like that, because I constantly needed to prove that I was making sense, even when I was just, like, talking about my feelings. So I continued working my ass off on school. I got a 4.8 GPA. I got, like, top 96 percentile on the SAT until I just dropped out and I got no credits for anything because it was so emotionally taxing for me to be compensating that much for the fact that I was still a kid. My fixation on school came from being rejected for just being who I was as a child. Yeah, sure, I loved learning in school at a point, but the obsession part, that wasn't just natural, oh, I love school. That was, I don't think I'm getting taken seriously, so I'm going to do whatever it takes in order to get taken seriously.